like them?
Yes, they're an interesting couple. It was clever of them to have found this place.
Yes. It's wonderfully remote, especially for the south coast of England.
I hope they're coming back soon. Ooh. You know, I think I've had too much sun.
It's funny, I'm not feeling too good myself. I thought perhaps it was the wine. Anyway, they won't be long now. I saw them on the top. They were waving to someone.
Oh, I hope they won't mind taking us home right away.
I'm sure they won't. Oh, what energy they have. I can't say I would go much on his paintings. I expect you like them. You like a boat to look like a boat, don't you? I'm feeling odd. Stood in the sun.
Darling, are you all right?
Not a soul in sight. All nice and tidy. You'd better get the basket packed up, darling.
Looks like the Brooks have done it for us.
Oh, that was nice of them. Make sure they've left nothing around, won't you?
Yes, darling.
I'll just finish off this little job and we can be on our way. We don't have to be at London Airport before 8 o'clock this evening.
Who's in charge here? Who's in charge here?
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
What's your name?
Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy, your company has got a lot of explaining to do.
We have, sir.
Yes, I was booked on the night flight from Trinidad.
Oh, no, sir. There is no night flight from Trinidad.
So I discovered. Your London office. See that?
Yes, I do see, Mr. West. Perhaps you'd like to come inside.
I would.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
How can I help you, Mr. West? Well, I must tell you, it's not always easy to help you gentlemen from London.
Oh, why's that?
I find you very ready in your request. Do this, do that, get this, arrange that.
Satisfied, Mr. Darcy?
Yes, Mr. West. But I also find you very reluctant to put me in the picture, which is your loss, because I have a unique knowledge of this very strange island. And
Oh, I've no objection to putting you in the picture, Mr. Darcy, not at all.
that's good. Perhaps you would like a drink.
Kind of you. A glass of water? Huh?
Well, go ahead, don't let me stop you.
10 days ago, a young English couple disappeared. They'd met some new friends and went boating with them on Saturday afternoon at Westport. Westport is it's a small harbor on the south coast.
Yes, I have a slight knowledge of English geography, Mr. West.
Well, since then, neither they nor their new friends have been seen. The boat was found tied up at a disused jetty. The name is Brooks. They were employed at the Atomic Weapons Research Establishment.
And they've defected, I suppose.
It's not unlikely, although their history doesn't suggest it.
It really does. But why should they come to Haiti?
We don't know that they have. Now, 2 ships left Westport that weekend. One was bound for Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're checking on her. And the other was bound for Haiti.
And the name of the ship coming here?
La Reine Noire.
La Reine Noire. Then she's due in tomorrow. You expect your young couple to cross for Cuba, of course.
Well, it's a possibility. We don't even know they're on the ship. They could be anywhere, but we have to close every bolt hole.
Supposing they are on this ship, you realize that this government won't grant an extradition order.
That's why I'm here.
The Reine Noire belongs to a mining company. It's located on the coast of Philippeville. little port just...
Yes, I have a slight knowledge of Haitian geography, Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If the Brooks are making for Cuba, they'll hire a car at Philippeville and drive down here, then take a plane or a boat.
Yes. I'd like to get out to Philippeville today. I'll need some time to work out a plan.
It's a remote place. They're not accustomed to strangers. They're easily suspicious.
Then I'll need a cover, won't I?
There was a piece in the paper this morning. What's the cover on your passport?
Journalist.
Perfect. Late yesterday, a dead man was washed up on the beach near Philippeville.
And you expect a London journalist to drive 60 miles into the jungle for that?
And there's more to it. It was the body of a white man. A man never seen around there before.
Yes, well, I suppose if he's not known locally, I could claim it was the body of an Englishman and stick around pretending to investigate.
You realize there might be someone else there waiting to beat the Brooks?
The opposition? Yes, that thought had occurred to me. Well, shall we wander down and take a look?
Yes, the people who live around here are ignorant and superstitious. They still practice voodoo.
Don't you believe in voodoo, Mr. Darcy?
Really, Mr. West? Bonjour, lieutenant. Et permettez-vous de vous présenter Monsieur West, un associé anglais.
How do you do?
We are honored that you should find time to visit us.
Thank you very much.
And what is your reason for coming to this forgotten corner of the island?
I was reading that the body of an Englishman was washed up on your beaches here.
I'm afraid you've come all this way for nothing. The deceased was not a compatriot of yours. He was a Frenchman.
Are you sure of that?
Certain.
Do you mind if I see for myself?
You shall if you wish, monsieur. He's inside in the mortuary. A petit moment. The widow is just leaving.
The widow?
Ah, Madame Cossel, permettez-moi de vous exprimer mes condoléances.
Mais c'est bien, monsieur. Est-ce qu'il y a un hôtel dans la ville?
Mais oui, laissez-moi y conduire.
Well, there goes my excuse for sticking around.
I know her. She's on our files.
Oh? Who is she?
Tarasova, Major Nicola Tarasova. She's based in Cuba.
Fascinating. Do you know what her husband looks like?
Yes, he's the first secretary of their Cuban embassy.
Let's go and see who we've got inside.
Bonjour, Bastien. Madame Louise, go on, all right? Go on.
Is that the first secretary?
No.
Yes, so it looks as though she's using it as an excuse for hanging about, too.
Yes, she's come to meet the Brooks.
I wonder who it is.
No.
So sorry. I wonder what would happen if I claimed the body. Yes, it's him, all right.
Huh?
No doubt about it. William Hassel.
Oh, you recognize him?
Oh, yes, look at the scar on his arm here. That clinches it. It's William Hassel.
Yeah.
What is the trouble, gentlemen?
Mr. West identifies the body as that of an Englishman, a Mr. William Hassel.
Then he's mistaken.
No, I am not, Lieutenant.
Is it likely that the widow would not know her own husband?
Yes, it's confusing. She told you she was French?
Oui, she is.
Yes, that's curious. I was at a reception at the Soviet embassy in Havana 2 months ago. She was there. She was introduced to me as the wife of the first secretary. Well, that's not the first secretary, is it?
I have seen her passport.
That doesn't prove anything. She could just as easily have a passport saying she was German. They go in for that kind of thing.
Which reminds me, monsieur, I have not seen your passport.
Yes.
John West,
Yes.
journalist.
That's right.
Oui, Havana. But that was 5 months ago, monsieur.
5? Good Lord, how time flies. Yes, still, she's unlikely to have got married again since then, is she?
Mr. West, you'll have to give me proof that this man is William Hassel.
But there's no doubt about that, but my newspaper's going to want to know what happened to him.
Then you're going to need help.
That's very kind of you.
In return, you'll have your newspaper send me photographs and a certified description of Monsieur William Hassel.
Yes, well, it may take a day or two.
Not too long, I hope. Madame Cosell has promised me photographs and documents substantiating her claim.
Yes, it's probably manufactured by the same people who make up passports.
Personally, I find the lady convincing. And how many passports do you have, Mr. West?
I managed to get by on just the one. No, it's an interesting face. An intelligent face.
Think he was a Frenchman?
Well, your friend, the beautiful Russian major, is unlikely to have come down here to identify the body of a Frenchman.
A Russian, perhaps. But where could he have come from?
What we need is a chart of the local coast showing the tides and the run of the currents, and we might be able to make a guess of it.
I know where we can find one.
All right. Thank you.
Ah, bonsoir, monsieur. Debout, jouez-vous en plan section, c'est la côte?
Ah, rectez ma place. On venez. Nous n'ayons. Mais à présent moment, mon cas on consulté. Peut-être vous voudrez attendre un moment?
Oui, oui. They have a chart, but at the moment someone else is consulting it.
Oh, yes. Really? May I? Thank you so much. Yes, that's exactly the sort of thing. Thank you so much. Cigarette? Yes. Well, I've got a photo of the body. I shall want to know who it is as soon as possible.
Very well. I'll drive straight back to Port-au-Prince. If it makes their connections to London, we should have an answer sometime tomorrow.
That's fine.
I'll leave the car with you. I'll take a taxi back.
That's very kind of you. Watch out. Bonsoir, madame.
Bonjour.
Here's where the body was found.
So it was probably washed down by the current from somewhere round about here.
Uh-huh. And there's the little port I was telling you about.
Well, la Renoir docks tomorrow. Better take a look at it this evening. Bonsoir, monsieur. J'aimerais descendre aux portes.
Ou pas ça passe par ici, ah?
Le porte, par là.
Ou pas ça passe par ici, ah?
Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Au revoir. There will be some other way. j'ai fait fausse route.
Et le mener ici immédiatement. Oui, monsieur. Chauffeur du poste de garde. Vérifiez le puits de mine.
Ah, you're late, Mr. Englishman.
Oh, how's that? Were you expecting me?
Strangers in Philippeville don't stay out late after dark. Bad spirits.
I know, I saw them.
I saw the spirit, saw the spirit. Wow! Madame Celeste, come quickly. The Englishman is here.
Hey, Bouchou! Sortez ici! Viens, Seigneur! Ignorant savages. I don't know why I keep them. We will make you very happy here. Would you please fill this in? Not for me. The police want it.
Thank you.
So you come to see the body?
News gets around.
You're not the only one interested in the poor dead man.
So I understand.
There are many theories.
Tell me, what is your theory?
I have no theory. I know.
Who was he?
Gert Hansen.
What was he?
An engineer. He came from Sweden to put new machinery in the mine.
What happened?
The fever. Poor man, he died. He was buried here, far away from his home.
Buried?
Yes, in the graveyard behind the big cane field. They don't bury them there anymore.
But he hasn't been buried yet.
Oh, yes, he was. This was 30 years ago. Since he was a stranger, there was no one to watch all night until he was safely settled in his grave. The first night old Papa Deciles come, the one who owned the mine, he had great powers. He brought the poor dead man out of his grave like Lazarus from the dead. He put him back to work in his mine with his other zombies. Can you believe it?
Hardly.
Poor dead soulless bodies with sightless eyes make to work and work as if they were alive and never allowed to come out into the light.
Well, that was one way of settling his labor problems. Does he still have them working for him?
He has been dead many years. His son owns the mine now. But who can tell what happened down there in the dark?
Did the miners ever see them?
Never. They work in the day. The poor zombies only work at night.
And how did your friend Kurt end up in the sea?
They long to get back to the quiet sleep of death. I think he escaped and drowned himself.
Happy ending.
Madame?
Voila, voila.
You mustn't tease Mama Celeste about her zombies. She believes in them.
That's very good. I'll try not to.
Are you alone?
Yes.
Well, then perhaps you'd care to join us for dinner. My name's Elliot. David Elliot.
Oh, I'm John West.
Ah, Mr. John West. I'll meet the wife.
Delighted. How do you do?
Well, Mr. West?
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you. I'd delighted to.
Oh, please sit down, won't you?
Yes.
Moscow.
So you managed to make a living here as a painter?
I'm very lucky. I have a rich patron. And so there's no pressure to sell my work. I'm free to paint as I please.
Your patron is a man of taste?
Oh, impeccable taste. He likes my work.
His name is Albert de Sille. He owns the mines here.
And the zombies.
I must remember to tell Albert about that.
He's the most civilized person. He was educated in France.
Fascinating as we find Philippeville, it would be impossible without him.
You must meet him.
Yes, I'd like to, but I don't expect to be here for very long.
Oh, you mustn't go without meeting Albert. He'd never forgive us. Strangers are a rarity here, especially such interesting ones.
Excuse me. I'm terribly sorry. I must take my leave of you. Thanks for a most enjoyable meal.
Perhaps we'll meet again tomorrow, Mr. West.
Yeah, I think there's every chance of it. Good night, sir.
Entree. Good evening, Mr. West.
Good evening, Madame Courcelle.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
I would like to know why you are trying to make trouble for me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Mr. West, I may be a pathetic widow, but I'm also the citizen of a very powerful country. And I do not intend to be chased out of here.
A citizen of France?
Yes. Of course, you know that the police lieutenant was in here this evening to see me. He said I'd been traveling under a false passport. He said he did not want to be involved with political intrigues. And then he warned me that I would be wise to leave. I wonder how you could put about such a vicious story. That is my husband lying down there. A woman is not likely to make a mistake about her own husband.
That's not likely, but on this occasion, I think you have made a mistake.
What possible motive could I have in claiming a complete stranger? Why do you want me out of here?
Why do you think Lieutenant Labaste takes any notice of me?
Oh, please don't pretend to be naive. You paid him.
Wrong. Good night, Madame Courcelle.
Good evening, Mr. West.
Evening, Lieutenant. Don't you find it depressing sitting around other people's rooms?
I'm always happy to relax and think.
Can I get you a drink?
No, this is not a social occasion.
No. What can I do for you?
Mr. West, we do not like foreigners coming here and involving us in their politics.
Politics? There is nothing political about poor old William Hassel. All my paper wants to know is what happened to him. You must admit it. is a bit of a mystery, isn't it?
You tell me that the lady who claims to be his widow is not French, but a Russian agent. She tells me you're not a newspaper man, but a British agent.
But you don't believe her, do you?
We are a small island and a peaceful one, monsieur. We want to stay that way. We cannot afford to become involved in other people's quarrels. You'll leave Philippeville first thing in the morning.
What's your name, Lieutenant?
Labaste. Why?
Won't you just sign this for me?
What is it?
Well, I know you wouldn't like me to get into trouble with my editor. I must explain why I'm walking out on the story. This is just to say that you, Lieutenant Labaste, number 01, have officially ordered me to leave Philippeville. Just sign at the bottom, please. No, I will not.
Why did you do that?
Oh, just for the record.
You will give me that film.
Oh, very well, if you like. It doesn't matter. I've got your name and number anyway, haven't I?
But I am not ordering you to leave.
I'm sorry, I thought you were.
I was advising you.
But not officially.
I was thinking of your safety.
That's very nice of you.
Our people, monsieur, do not like strangers coming here and interfering in our business.
Which of your people in particular?
You leave in the morning. That is, if you are wise.
Yeah. I think this will turn out to be a good one of you. Right.
Mr. West, where have you been, bad man?
Why is that, Madame Celeste?
They want you on the telephone, a call from Port-au-Prince.
I'll take it to my room.
I'll tell them you are back. Hello? Hello? Port-au-Prince?
Labaste.
Monsieur Vest va parler au Port-au-Prince.
Bon, connectez, bon moi.
Monsieur Darcy pour Monsieur Vest. Il est là, Monsieur Vest?
Yes, West here.
Port-au-Prince, un instant, s'il vous plaît. Monsieur Vest est à l'appareil.
Mr. West?
Hello there. Darcy?
Yeah?
How are things with you?
So. Any news from London yet?
Yes, I have their answer. Let's have it. All ready?
All ready.
Reporting London message 1520 hours, 24th of September. Photograph of subject received and definitely identified as Sergei Konyuk, who disappeared from Russia June 63 and was believed to have defected. Neither has this agency any other information. Message ends.
Did you get it?
Yes, thank you.
Let me know when you want me to book your flight out.
I will. Thank you. Goodbye.
Reporting London message 1520 hours, 24th of September. Photograph of subject received and definitely identified as Sergei Konyets, Russian subject, atomic scientist who disappeared from Russia June 63 and was believed to have defected. According to our information, Moscow still have not discovered what became of him. Neither has this agency any other information. Message ends.
Nothing to say to you, Mr. West.
And I have nothing to say to Madame Courcelle, but I have something to say to Major Nikola Tarasova of Soviet intelligence.
Please come in.
Thank you. I have good news for you, Major. The body in the mortuary is not that of your husband. It is that of Sergei Konyets, Soviet scientist.
Is that so? Then surely that is our problem.
As long as you don't make political capital out of his death.
And why not? I have no doubt that your people inveigled him out of our country with a very large bribe. And when you had got all the information that you wanted out of him, you disposed of him.
Why should we bring him over here? In any case, I don't think we could have bribed him. His record indicates that he was 100% loyal.
He was a hero of socialist labor, but even we can make mistakes.
Nice to hear you admit it.
I suppose you are here now to cover up the traces of your murder.
Let us stop growling at each other and get down to business, shall we?
We are always ready to enter into serious discussion.
All right, let's be serious then. Thank you. You've heard of the Brooks? Vernon and Early's Brooks.
Yes, they were killed in a laboratory accident due to some careless miscalculation. You concealed their bodies and then tried to make the world believe that we had abducted them.
I believe that's your version.
Eventually, we will unearth the truth, and you will be exposed.
The truth is that they have really disappeared, as your Sergei disappeared. Incidentally, there's an interesting similarity.
Oh, really? And what is that?
If you're not prepared to listen with an open mind, let's forget about it, shall we?
No, please, don't go. Tell me all about it.
Well, it could hardly be a coincidence. Philippeville is as remote a place as you can find these days. Yesterday, your man was washed ashore here. This evening, I expect my couple to be smuggled ashore from one of the mining company's ships. Now, I should be very interested to hear how Kornietz disappeared 2 years ago.
Yes, I dare say you would. But first, supposing you tell me how your couple disappeared.
Yes, they met some people and went boating with them on a Saturday afternoon at a port in the south of England and have not been heard of since.
Now, that is very interesting.
It was in all the newspapers.
I can hardly be expected to keep up with the newspapers everywhere, especially in the smaller countries. I wish now that I'd known more about it. Sergei Kornietz was on holiday in Riga. That is the capital of the Latvian Autonomous Socialist Republic.
It's I'd heard.
He became very friendly with 2 foreign tourists. And then one day, they invited him to go boating.
Pity your newspapers didn't see fit to print the story.
And that was the last we ever heard of him. Perhaps, Mr. West? Yes, we may as well use that name. Perhaps we two should work together.
That's exactly what I had in mind myself. Goodbye. Thank you.
Mama Celeste? Mama Celeste! Where is that witch?
Monsieur Desilles?
Oh, there you are, dear lady. It is good to see you.
Monsieur Desilles, it is good to see you, even though you call me bad names.
My English friends tell me that you've been spreading wicked rumors about me.
Monsieur Desilles, darling man, what have they been telling you?
But you say I have 10 zombies hidden down my mind?
How could you? What wicked lies.
Wicked? I keep 100. And I give them all 1,000 lashes every night.
Monsieur Desilles, may I present Madame Cosel?
Enchanté, Madame Cosel. I have heard of your great misfortune. Please accept my deepest sympathy. And this is the gentleman you were telling me about?
Monsieur Desilles, Mr. John West.
Mr. West, this is a pleasure indeed. I feared I had missed you. You are leaving today?
Oh, really? That's news to me.
You are not? Oh, splendid. My people told me you came down to my gate last night. You wished to see my harbor.
Yes, I was driving that way and I found the road blocked by a gate. I walked down towards the sea and then climbed over a fence, but I soon climbed back again. Your boys tried to kill me.
This is not your cozy England. If you go breaking into other people's property at night, you shouldn't be surprised if they shoot first and ask questions later.
Oh, I make a note of it.
But please consider my gates open to you from now on, Mr. West.
Thank you.
Mama, champagne.
I have it waiting.
I'll tell you what. We will satisfy Mr. West's curiosity. This evening you must come down to my place, both of you.
That's very nice of you.
I will show you everything.
Merci, monsieur.
One of my ships is coming in, La Reine Noire. She's the newest acquisition to my fleet. You must watch her berth. to see her maneuver. But seriously, she's a fine ship, huh?
You certainly showed us over every inch of her.
I am proud of her. Now that you've seen everything, tell me, what are your impressions?
Most efficient plant. Someone has shown great ingenuity in planning the layout and installation.
Thank you.
It was you? Oh, you must be something of an engineer.
Engineer and scientist. My father always had to depend on outsiders to plan our new installations. The best brains could not be tempted here. I showed an aptitude at a very early age. There was not a machine in the mines that I could not repair. So my father sent me off to France to study engineering. It would be false modesty to pretend that I was not a brilliant student. Haiti seemed a long way away then, and Philippeville just a speck on the map. But my ambitions were boundless. So I went on to study science. When the news came of my father's death, I had to return, and have never escaped since.
Are you unhappy?
No, I am reconciled. As the output in the mine increases, we expand the fleet. I am very proud of my ships. I had poor Elliot paint them. He is secretly ashamed of his commissions, thinks that he is prostituting his art.
What nonsense, Albert. He enjoys painting them.
Yes, you must be very proud. All your ships and in every port.
Isn't that the harbour at Riga, capital of the Latvian Autonomous Socialist Republic?
You know Riga?
Oh, yes. I was there as a tourist a couple of years ago.
I often go. What a pity that I never met you there.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Life can be dull here. Philippeville is such a small place. It's a great pleasure to see new faces. And now that you've seen everything, we'll be losing you. Wait. That's it. And now I shall have to speed you on your way. I'm expecting guests.
We all eat together.
Oh, yes, I would like that very much.
Good. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll be back in a moment.
Well, what are we all drinking? Madame Corsell.
Whiskey, thank you.
Mama Celeste, you've got thirsty customers.
Hello? Hello? Oui? Il est ici. Je vais le lui dire. Monsieur Desilles, for you, Monsieur Elliot.
Oh, I'll take it in my room. If you'll excuse me, Madame Corsell. Oh, Dolly, you've got a key.
I haven't got it, darling. You must have left it upstairs.
Right.
Hello there. When were you last in Westport?
Oh, I've never been there. That was painted from a photograph. What are you doing in here?
Excuse me. Certainly.
Hello? Yes? No. No, I'll call you right back. No, it's not convenient at the moment. Goodbye. Do you, make a habit of searching other people's rooms?
Oh, you know, the door was open. I saw the canvas on the easel. It's terribly rude of me. An impulse. I do apologize.
It's never very satisfactory, painting from a photograph. Now that she's here in port, I should be able to go down tomorrow morning and get a good look at her in broad daylight.
I had a good look at her in Westport 2 weeks ago, didn't you?
Really, West, you are the most extraordinary man. I've just told you. I've never been there.
But that's untrue. It's too much of a coincidence, you see. Both those ships were in Westport 2 weeks ago.
Oh, were they? Yes, that is a coincidence.
Yes, isn't it? That's not all, though. A young artist and his wife were there as well. A handsome young couple. The description tallies perfectly with you two.
Oh, really? There are millions of artists in the world.
Yes, and out of all those millions of artists, Mr. and Mrs. Elliot choose to go boating with some friends, and the new friends haven't been heard of since.
We're going down the back stairs and straight across to the car park.
I'm not.
Go on.
And are you not going to pop off that thing with a whole lot of people about her?
You don't know me.
Mr. Elliot, come across the once.
You timed that very nicely.
What do you think of Decille?
He certainly put on quite a performance for us, didn't he?
I think he's got those Brooks of yours.
Just as he had that Cognettes of yours. I wonder what he wants with them.
They're secrets. He could sell them.
He kept Sergei all that time?
Perhaps he wouldn't talk so easily.
2 whole years? Come on, wake up. Wake up. Drink this.
You had a nasty fall.
What was that? It's a sedative, make you relax. Yes. Wonder where he keeps them.
Who?
Decille, the Brooks and so forth.
He was too anxious to make us think that we'd seen everything.
I have an idea that he's got them locked away in that mine of his.
That's a theory that I've been working on. There's an old Belgian in the town who used to be the company engineer before Decille sacked him. He had a plan of all the galleries and tunnels in the mine.
Had?
I bought it from him.
So I got it in my room.
Where did you get it?
From your room, before I packed. I'll go and bring it back for you.
Oh, no, no, no. Please don't bother. I have it here.
How did you get it?
I discovered it was missing and recovered it.
You searched my room?
Yes. I'm just as low as you are.
Yeah.
Some of the old galleries have been walled up.
We'd better try the original entrance shaft just behind Decille's house.
Good evening, Mr. West.
Good evening.
Good evening, Major Tarasova.
What do you mean? I am not...
I'm afraid I know that you are, and what you are doing in my country. Thanks to Mr. West here.
I knew I was a fool to trust you.
I know it looks like that, but you're wrong.
The speeded up tape was very interesting. It was still more interesting when I induced Mr. Darcy to play it to me at the proper speed.
The Major and I are working on this together now. I know it's a lot to ask, but just give us 24 hours, and I promise we'll be out of your hair.
Why should I believe that? You have both caused me a great deal of trouble.
Please, Lieutenant, I give you our word.
Meanwhile, if you ask Elliot here a few questions when he comes round, I think you'll get some very interesting answers.
Very well. 24 hours. And I hope my conversation with Mr. Elliot here will be worth it.
I think it will. Shall we go?
Hudson Diaz. Thought he was in Cuba with your people.
No, we threw him out.
Wonder what he's doing here.
Let's get to that mine shaft.
No. I must take back a completion date. The committee insisted.
But your committee has been discredited. Where are you going to get the money from?
Money? We have representatives in every African country. I know we are not acknowledged by any governments. We never were. But with the bomb at our disposal, we could force their hands. China has it. We understand Indonesia will soon have it. How long are we Africans to be deprived of it?
It is easy for them. They have willing workers, they have the money, and all the facilities at their disposal.
We must have it. Until we do,
We are the potential blackmail victims of every nuclear power.
The best man I had was the Russian, but he escaped and drowned himself. Now that we have the English couple, things might improve. Hmm?
Dr. Livingstone, I presume.
James Owen.
Of United States Atomic Weapons Research.
Yeah, that's me. I was hijacked.
That's how you got down here.
Who are you?
Friends, we're going to get you out.
We're supposed to be making a bomb down here.
How do you manage that? How about the purified uranium?
Well, how about a lot of things that happen around here? The SEALs, he's quite mad.
Who's that?
It's a guard.
Well done. The Brooks down here?
Yeah, they arrived this evening. They're locked up.
Anyone else?
2 others.
Get them. We'll take care of this side.
Okay.
Une immediate fire. Big B, get them up. Get away from the door. Get a blast the lock off.
Right, Brooks?
Right. Tell them quick. It's a breakout.
Come on, Brooks.
Mrs. Brooks. Show him the way.
Are you all right, Mr. West?
Yes.
On the way up!
До свидания, товарищ.
Goodbye, comrade. Oh, is it not true that you were named after a famous English admiral?
Yes, comrade. In his hammock, and a million miles away, dreaming all the time of Plymouth home.